Hello and welcome. I'm here today with the tarot, the beautiful cards that allow us to access deeper insight and connection to soul. And I'm going to do a collective reading for the full moon that we are experiencing now on Sunday, the 25th of March, 2024. And I feel like just pulling one card for now, because it is such a huge portal that is happening, a huge amount of information that we are processing, with Mercury being there aligned with the North Node and Aries. I feel like it's a bundle of insights and information that we're getting. And my intention here is to bring in some simplicity into the complexity. So we're going to choose one card, and I would like the cards and the guides that are with us to help us understand what aspect of self, what aspect of life, what energy will support us right now in crossing into and through this portal, utilizing this portal energy and allowing it to align ourselves with our highest purpose, with our highest timelines, with our deeper truth and our greater authenticity. So what is going to support that? What is going to help us enter and cross through the portal? So the card that just flew out is the Four of Pentacles. This is a card that reminds me of the Emperor, because the number 4 is connected to the Emperor, so it carries that energy as well. And 4 is a number about stability. 4 is a number of containment. When we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we create a geometric figure. And it is a figure that represents the earth structure that that we experience here. It's the energy that, or it's also the geometric symbol that connects us with the earth dimension. And the pentacles are also connecting us with that earth dimension. So we have a hyper emphasis on the earth dimension, and the Emperor, or the number 4 of the major arcanum, it's also a number that connects us to an archetype representing sovereignty. And I feel this is a very important topic being highlighted, is sovereignty. What is true sovereignty and what is embodied sovereignty? When you are acting as a true sovereign being, what would you do? How would your actions feel and look? And how would you implement them? And then taking that awareness, that understanding, and putting it in contrast with how you perceive your reality to be, and what you are doing and acting, and what that looks like, and seeing if there is somehow a disparity between them. Seeing, is there a gap? And if yes, how wide is the gap? And what can I do to bring those two closer together? What are small actions that I can do? And I say small because in times of huge transition, we may feel like we want to take a huge leap. And taking a huge leap in consciousness does not always imply making a huge actual physical jump. but it can also be a very tiny, subtle shift that becomes key and that allows for everything else to start moving. Imagine if there's water flowing and there's a kind of a huge dam blocking the water. And so no water passes through to the other side. And this dam is not one solid structure, but it's a structure made up of lots of sticks and stones and big rocks and little rocks and tiny pebbles and twigs and leaves. And one way could be to assume removing it all at the same time is the only way to allow that water to flow again. But sometimes it can also be enough to remove one tiny little component, the tiniest pebble, removing the tiniest twig, for a little bit to seep through. And that little bit may eventually create more, and then this will create a shifting in pressures. This will ultimately start a process, initiate a process. And when things have been shifting and moving for long enough, the rest of the structure will be overpowered, and it will be, the waves will just rush through it. And with little effort, we can achieve great things, great achievements, great advances. And what these little movements allow is for a prolonged sense of stability. And what that prolonged sense of stability allows is for us to regulate our nervous systems and to adapt to what is happening, adapt to what is going on. It's not about halting the process, because this card, this 4, it's a card of stability, but it's within a whole series of cards. It comes after the 3, which is a card of seeding and creation, and it comes before the 5, which is a moment of questioning and rearranging. And so this is speaking about a moment in time, kind of like a photograph, and honoring the stability for the purpose of regulating ourselves, knowing that eventually all stability will rearrange and be altered and shift. And yeah, this is also a card of birth. It's kind of the stability. So the stability of this camera setup also just shifted suddenly, because it could have been just a matter of time. It could have been the slightest rush of the wind that created this change. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Things may seem very stable, and to honor that, the benefit that belief brings us, and at the same time knowing that it is only a moment of a whole process of things to unfold that will be unfolding. And this 4 is also a moment of birth. So we are in a cycle right now with this Pentacles card. We are in a cycle of earth wisdom, of gaining new information about earth matters. And this is a moment of birth where a child that has been, for example, in the human womb for 9 months developing is now finally, as a sovereign being birthed, is birthing itself with the help of the birthing parent to finally become its own, to finally detach itself, be detached, and venture out, having gained enough stability to do that. So the human child has developed enough organs and senses and fluids and structures of the body to be able to survive outside of the body. But we all know that development doesn't stop there. And a baby that is born is not going to stay looking like a baby for its whole life. It's actually going to start developing very, very fast and grow. And yeah, this is a point of wisdom that we are at right now. So allowing things to be finally birthed, inviting in a sense of sovereignty, inviting in new earth wisdom into your awareness, using the sense of stability to replenish yourself, thanking yourself for having finished a part of a process. I think that's one of the very important aspects here, is allowing a moment of gratitude and honoring yourself for finishing a cycle. Because we can only enter into the new cycle with willingness and allowing ourselves a moment of validation for what has been, for successes, will help to cultivate a willingness and a desire and a joy for moving into something new, for moving into a more sovereign part of the journey. So yeah, allowing that stability to gift us a sense of replenishment, of nourishment, a sense of gratitude and validation, and at the same time keeping in mind that we are in a process and that we have only reached this through collaboration. The Three of Pentacles is a card of collaborating and giving each other feedback and exploring a structure together, crafting an idea and mirroring it back to each other. So understanding that we have reached this sovereignty not completely by ourselves. No one has ever done that. No one has been birthed completely by themselves, but actually they have been in collaboration with the birthing parent. And that's basically how everything in life has happened from our human development, from our human perspective. We have built societies and structures and tribes and nations and countries and families together. And also allowing that awareness to be infused in the sense of sovereignty, because it will help us to maintain respect, and it will help us to maintain a willingness to collaborate, an openness and a desire to continue infusing our sovereignty and the sovereignty of someone else reflected back to us, and to merge that and to build something even greater. Something more evolved, because we keep on evolving. So let's utilize this energy and gain some stability so that we can be stable, calm, grounded presence for what is to come, so that we can walk through the portal with trust, so that we can walk through the portal and understand how to ground the energies into our physical experience. And let's figure out what tending to ourselves in this way may look like. It may look like something very specific in your life, and it may be something totally different for someone else in their life. Let's thank this wisdom, allow it to integrate. And thank you so much for listening. And I will be back maybe in 2 weeks with another card. Thank you to these lands providing the container right now for this information to flow through, the internet for bringing it to you, for connecting us. Thank you to the archetypes for opening up the portals, for the wisdom to be communicated. And thank you for tuning in and listening. If you enjoyed this, feel free to share it with people you want to inspire or remind. Feel free to hit the like button or even subscribe to the channel. I would be super excited to receive comments and feedback and allow for conversations to unfold. Thank you so much. My name is Jennifer EIREEN, and I'll see you next time.